Welcome, adventurers. Here's what happened last time on the Incorrigible party.
Shaft utilizes his halfling size to slip past the opposing Nyogi and Jackals, where he finds Bron, imprisoned in a cell amidst a table of torturous tools, a shrine to an unknown demon prince, and an anti-magic field filling the room. This leaves the party with no choice but to remain hidden until the right time to take action. And it's not long before the confrontation in the tunnels turns to full-blown conflict, and the party is able to take both the Jackals and Nyogi by surprise.
And now, on with the show.
Hey, Bron, it's safe. You can come out.
Bron? Bron?
Mia? Mia, is that you?
Oh, is that you? And I run up to him.
And he looks battered and just filthy.
And then I go, you stink.
Well, so do you.
Yeah. Look it down. What does Bron look like? Does he have a tattoo?
You want to give him a search over his body kind of thing?
I'm talking like face. That's where the tattoos have been before.
Other than some cuts, again, some of which have healed or started to heal. Others look more fresh. Kind of a black eye. No tattoos though, like on his forehead or anywhere on any, like on his hands or any of the revealed skin that you can see. That you don't notice any tattoos or anything that would demarcate the Nyogi activity.
Bron, are you hurt? Do you need healing?
Yes, I would like to get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. Here. For Bron, I'm gonna spare nothing. I'm gonna cast Heal, my 6th level evocation spell, my new spell on him. So a surge of positive energy and my lightning and everything washes through the creature. It causes it to regain 70 hit points. It ends blindness, deafness, any diseases affecting the target.
Right, and none of that happens as the gray haze around you in this room is still in effect. You don't burn your slot, you go to use your magic and just nothing happens.
Well, Mia's like all wrapped up in the moment. She totally forgot. Bron, here, come. You need to move for healing. Guys, help him.
Yeah, Falzern, you see that thing over on the wall? That's what I was telling you about.
I put his arm on my shoulder and I kind of drag him.
Okay, Bron, yeah, you can take Bron out of the area of effect and heal him up, absolutely.
Yeah, he's my older but littler brother, so, seeing me in my Aspara form, over 6 feet, dragging him out, and then I cast heal on him.
Okay.
The lightning actually swarms and takes him over.
I grab Falzern and walk over. Come here, look at this thing.
Wow, that is fascinating. You think this is what is projecting the anti-magic field?
Oh, hell, I don't know. I was shooting at it. It wasn't doing a lot, but, I mean, what else could it be?
Leland, can I study it, see if I recognize it from anything I've read about or seen before, or see if I can sort of sense... I guess I wouldn't be able to sense anything about it, right? I can't use magic, but does it look familiar? Does it look similar to anything I've ever heard of or seen before?
At cursory glance, the object looks foreign to you, but just how much time are we going to be spending down here after the fight and the noise? Are we in a rush? Is the party in a hurry to get out, or what?
I'm thinking 30, 40 seconds to show him this thing, and we made a lot of noise.
How is it attached to the wall?
So it looks like it's hanging right up with the ceiling, at the 10-foot ceiling. There's a little like metal loop on the top of it that it's chained into the ceiling.
Okay, so it's not like a hook that it could come off of easily. It's actually like a locked chain sort of thing.
It does look like it would take some force to get it off of its mooring, yes.
That thing could come in pretty handy.
Guys, we gotta go.
Mia or Shakara, I also want to get out of here quickly, but do you think either of you could break this chain?
I want to walk over to Hannah's body and make sure she's dead.
So would I have to snap a chain with my hammer, or could I try to hammer the thing off the wall?
There is not enough room between the top of this dodecahedron and the ceiling. Like, it's only like a couple links, like there's a couple inches that it's attached to. So to get your hammer, you can try to reef on the thing itself. The chains. It's not like think of the chains as a very light gauge of chain. Like it's not like you see on in the top where the chair has the manacles chained to the ground. Like compared to what is there to like hold a person in, this gauge of chain is much smaller. So you could try to just pull it right off of the ceiling if you'd like.
Here, Falzarin, take Bron. I'll go yank on it.
Emily, why don't you give me a medicine check if you're looking over Hannah's body to confirm that she's dead.
10.
You don't see any signs of life in her body. I mean, she's definitely cold to the touch, as you killed her like a number of hours ago. And Mia, could you give me a strength check, please? As you will have to kind of, it is 10 feet up, so you will have to kind of pull one of the tables over, but like that's not a problem to get up to it with the furniture in the room.
Okay, so a strength check meaning a skill that's strength?
Sure, you can use athletics, yeah, if you're trained.
16.
Okay, yeah, remember this thing is, now you're up close to it, it's like 1.5 feet in diameter. It's quite large, but you can get your arms around it and just yank and pull, and the one of the links of the chain kind of bends and pries open, like almost I just would imagine that with that check, it's the equivalent of a normal person prying open a paper clip. It just kind of pulls and bends open as you rip this thing from the ceiling. And it's in your hand and still projecting this kind of gray haze.
Okay, so I've bear hugged this thing off, and I go, here you go, and expect to see Falzer and try to put it in his bag.
How heavy is it, Leland?
It's quite heavy.
Well, I'm not sure how long I could carry this for, but it certainly would be a fascinating thing to study in a safer place. I don't suppose trying to put it in my bag would be a wise idea.
Why?
Well, my bag is magical. Is there... I can't see any sort of mechanism that would allow me to disable it or turn it off.
Have you now taken it? You're holding it now? It's changed hands now to you, Falter?
Sounds like a loaded question.
I just mean you would be obviously more easily to be able to examine it if you were the one that was holding it at your hand.
Yeah, I will reluctantly hold it.
Okay, so this again becomes a question of how much time we'd like to spend here examining this.
Like a minute, maybe, if the others will allow me to.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
While he's doing that, I want to look at the statue, see if I recognize it or see anything to it.
Okay, you could give me a religion check.
19 for investigation for Falsey.
2 for religion for Shakara.
Come on, Paladin!
Shakara, you don't immediately recognize the being that this statue is portraying. And Falzarin, as you're handling it, you see that other than, it has the 12 of the little like windows, right, on each 12 sides of it, with a shutter inside of it. Other than the shutters, the only other moving part on the iron frame is that actually top handle itself. And you see the ring is quite robust, especially compared to the chain that it was hanging on. Just maneuvering around, you see it twists, and there are 4 different sections of which it clicks. And as you twist it, a different number of shutters open and close in each of the 4 positions. And you can find a position where all 12 shutters completely close, and the gray haze dissipates, leaving the normal torchlight in this room.
Ah, fascinating. So there seems to be, and I sort of show them just turning this little handle. It seems to be able to be disabled like this.
Cool, Falzarin. Shakara, do you need help? We gotta go.
Should we do anything about Hannah?
Falzarin, you've got your fireball thing let's make sure she doesn't come back. Eh?
You'd like to burn the body?
It's always worked out well for us in the past.
That's not a bad thought. Yes, perhaps we should. So I'll walk over a bit closer. I look up at this statue, sort of pause for a moment, taking in this interesting looking statue. and I will attempt to cast a spell now that I believe I've disabled this device.
Shakara, did you learn anything about the statue?
I do not recognize it. Do you?
Let me take a closer look.
While they're investigating and burning, I'm going to run down the hallway and look to see if anybody's coming.
I rolled a natural 1.
So we've got the paladin and the cleric who both can't seem to pull any amount of religious knowledge out of themselves.
I just can't stop staring at his abs.
I find it. I'm not sure whether to say
pleasing to the eye.
Well, yes, but I don't know what to think of his 6 toes.
But he's got a 6-pack.
Shaft, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 14.
As you are leaving to double check down the hallway, you're in about halfway through the den area, and you hear like padfalls on the stone, and you can see down at the corner in which the party was invisible and kind of waiting for events to unfold. The head of a jackal pokes around, and you kind of make eye contact with each other as he sees you, and immediately turns around and runs back out of sight, letting out a similar yipping sound to when you heard before the battle actually occurred between the Nyogi and the jackals.
I run back down the hallway. Hey, jackals! They know we're here. Falzarin, can you do that magic door thing and get us the hell out of here?
Well, unfortunately, it would only take myself and one other.
Burn Hannah, let's go.
Okay, so Falzarin will cast Flaming Sphere right beside Hannah's body and smash it into her body multiple times. Gracefully, of course.
From her head to her toes, stroke her with that flame.
Can't you just leave the ball there? Do you have to have the pounding?
Well, that's how the bonus action works. You can use your bonus action.
Listen, we needed to see Falzarin and Hannah pound it out.
So are you... Oh, boy.
Ooh.
So are you then taking another full minute for the duration of this spell to deal as much fire damage to Hannah's body as you can? As soon as you put the sphere down, you know she was laying on a number of animal skins and rugs. Those catch fire, and now the smell of burning animal hair just wafting through this dungeon down here.
I'm not going to spend the entire minute. I'll spend, maybe 10, 15 seconds, if that, just to do what I can with that amount of time. And then I'll maintain concentration as we start to exit the room and get out of here.
Okay, I'll pull out my swords and start hightailing it down the hallway. Come on, Bron. Follow me.
So Falzarin's going to try and shuffle along with this big item. He's reluctant to let it go because it seems like a very interesting and maybe valuable.
Just put it in your bag. I see you shuffling with it, and I'm just yelled that at you.
I don't know if I trust it.
Bron, get behind me. And I, kind of put a hand on him and, lead him. Got my shield in my left arm.
You deactivated. What could go wrong?
I suppose, and so I will, I guess I still have the regular bag that I was given by Julvi, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, so I will take some of the things that are more precious to me out of my bag of holding and put them in that bag. So, my spell book, my backup
Oh my
spell
gosh,
book.
you say you're not spending a minute, come on.
I can do it while I'm walking.
You could do this as you're going to the exit, that's fine.
And then I will reluctantly put this dodecahedron into my bag of holding.
Let me get 60 feet in front of you.
You can barely fit this item inside of the bag of holding just opens wide enough to fit this object inside. And with this in your bag, nothing else is going to fit into your bag of holding without it potentially bursting and sending everything aside to the astral plane to visit Sardo and wherever Alamar may have went.
I watch him do this, and I shake my head and walk down the hall.
No, I leave him in the dust. Yeah, he's gone. He's caboosing it.
What is the marching order here?
Well, apparently Falzarin's in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to... Is my, I guess my Pass Without a Trace is probably gone at this point. Would you...
I just want Bron behind me.
I don't think it has been quite an hour, no.
Okay. Then I think I'll take the lead. I'll try to keep everybody, within 30 feet of me and go at a relatively quick pace through the main room.
And Bill's fiddling with his books while stepping over dead jackal wares.
Well, books contain knowledge.
So Falzarin is lagging a bit behind as he's fumbling with and exchanging items. Shaft in the lead, Shakara, Mia, and Bron close behind Mia. You get to the door of that spiral staircase, and as you're approaching it down the short hallway to it, you can hear noises from above and echoing down the staircase. And as you are at the threshold of the door, you just can hear growling and slobbering and, again, footfalls coming down the spiral staircase towards you. Just as it would turn to where you could see someone coming out, you see a number of jackal wares just sprinting down the stairs.
Shut the door and hold it. Go, run down the hall, quick!
All right.
How long is this hall?
Well, this is the hallway that you've explored a little bit of. It goes a number of feet down, but you haven't gotten to the end of it. But it's got to lead somewhere.
Is there a lock on the door or some kind of lock mechanism on the down here?
There is no lock on this door, but it does open outward to you, so you actually can try to brace it shut. Whether or not you're going to be able to do that, just you, we'll have to find out, I suppose.
What kind of handle is on the door?
Like a knob, like a standard.
Could Falzarin prop his heavy bag of holding in front of the door?
Does anyone have any nails? I've got a hammer.
Shaft has been able to react and close the door, and now we're going to roll initiative and get an initiative order here for actions again.
6 for Falzarin.
11 for Mia.
21 for Shaft.
I'm never going to be first in initiative.
No.
10 for Shakara.
Shakara and I rolling low.
Not a good start.
And Bron got a 14. Shaft, you've now closed the door. You are first in initiative. What are you doing?
I was looking to see if there's any way I can lock the door from this side or block it in some way. I'll go, Shakara, grab the other side of this door while the others go down the hall. This may not work, but we don't have a lot of choice. And then I push my shoulder up against the door.
Bron is next. Are we running or down this hall?
Yeah, go. I'll be right behind you.
And he'll take his action to dash. Mia, you are up next.
Can I ready a spell? Does it work like that?
Yep.
If the door opens, I want to cast Fog Cloud right at the door opening. To try to just obscure their sight and which way we went or whatever.
Okay, just keep in mind that if the door does not open,
the spell slot's gone.
Yes, you are expending the spell
I'll take
slot
it off.
regardless
Okay,
what
yep.
happens.
First level spell slot gone.
Run, Mia.
And then my movement, yep. I go toward Bron. So I'm 10 feet behind Bron. Run, Bron. We got this.
Shakara, you're up next.
All right, Shaft. I'll hold the door with you. Falzarin, run. And I will move over to the door and push myself up against it.
And you just managed to get there before on the other side of it, bodies just throw themselves at it, and both of you can make me a strength check. You can use athletics if you're trained to try to keep this door closed.
Would it be better, Shakara, if I did the help action with you and you use your strength with advantage?
Possibly. I have a +8.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think because we're both rolling regular, yeah.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay, then Shakara, you can roll your strength check with advantage.
20. Because of the advantage.
Despite the slamming on the other side of the door, it's a narrow corridor, so there may be many of them, but only a few of them can get to the door to put their own weight against it. You hold the door. Falzarin.
Falzarin is going to dash past the corner by the door with Shakara and Shaft and turn the corner and head towards Mia and Bron. Do you think you two can hold that?
Just run.
All right.
Shaft.
They're not far enough away yet, so I'll be pushing my shoulder up against the door and go, we gotta let them get further away before we open this door. I'll just press up against the door again.
Okay, helping again.
Mm-hmm.
Bron is just going to keep going. Taking what Mia said. Dashing 60 feet. Mia.
I think I'm gonna have to dash as well, but I'm gonna say to Falzarin, who's right next to me, can you ready a fireball? You call the count, Falzarin. Tell him when to run. Cast the fireball in the stairwell. Okay?
Yes, that's a great idea, Mia. I'll do it. So Falzarin stops and starts to concentrate.
So yeah, now I'm like, to describe the hallway, probably over 100 feet from Shakara and Shaft, 10 feet behind Bron up front. Falzarin's in the middle. And I have my turn.
And Mia, as you get basically nearly close to Bron again, kind of that 10 feet away still, you can see that there's a bit of a T-junction up ahead, and there looks like it kind of looks like a partial barricade that has been kind of stripped and torn away, blocking about half of the passageway into the T-junction ahead of you. Shakara.
I will continue holding the door.
Okay. Jackal wears. Make another strength here with the advantage as they pounce into the other side of it.
20 again.
You manage to hold the door, but as your shoulder is pressed, your body's pressed against it, kind of right in front of your face, claws just jam through the wood as they just start to tear into the door itself rather than trying to brute force it open. Splinters just flying everywhere. Falzarin.
Shaft, Shakara, get ready. When I say, I want you to let go and run toward me. I'm going to cast Fireball as they come through the door. And I will use some movement, I suppose. Fireball's got a pretty decent range.
Thankfully, you can sculpt.
Yes, I can.
Do you need to see someone to sculpt?
That's a good question.
Creatures that you can see.
So, Falzarin, readying a fireball.
Yes.
Shaft.
I look up at Shakara and go, it's go time! And I take off, dashing down the hallway.
You left her.
You left me again.
Again.
My little legs can get me 50 feet down.
Okay, Bron. Mia, which way do we go? We left or right?
I don't know, what do you see?
More tunnel to the right, stairs to the left.
Stairs?
And he's gonna stay put though. He's not gonna get too far away from you. But you see, he's standing at the top of descending stairs.
Oh, it goes down.
And Mia.
You guys ready? The tunnel splits up here. So 10, 20, 30 feet gets me to the T-junction here, and I'm gonna move, might as well just dash, so I'm gonna move right next to Bron and look both ways. What do I see? Do I see anything now that I see it myself?
Yeah, so to the right section, it looks like it runs down another 30 or 40 feet to another turn. And the stairs, it looks like it descends, and then immediately at the bottom of it starts to ascend. So you're almost like this. There's this little dip, and it looks like what it's going under is just a section of stone wall. So like right in front of you, like a 3 or 4 feet in front of you is still like a stone wall, and then there's a little section underneath it that these stairs go under, and you can crawl under. It looks quite low, but you'll be able to get and fit under it.
Everyone, take the stairs! Turn left when you get to the stairs! And then I use my dash action to go the stairway.
You make me athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer, as you maneuver under these stairs.
23, nat 20, baby.
Okay, no, not a problem to maneuver yourself down, and no penalty to your movement as you're moving through these stairs. As you're moving, you get to the bottom of the stairs, Again, you kind of scrunch and scrape on the back of your arm or underneath that stone section that the stairs lead under. In here, you've shouted out to the party. As your words, the echo kind of subsides. You can hear deeper in these tunnels now that familiar skittering sound of the Neogi and that elongated consonants, just very faint echoes, but getting progressively louder as you're moving down into these tunnels. And you get to the top of the other side of these stairs here, again, easily been able to maneuver around this obstruction that kind of hangs over the steps. Here you get the smell of sewer and like fecal matter that you're quite familiar with after escaping from the Arcanol Theater, but you kind of get a waft of it as you're moving through this section here. And now down here there is no light, so you're completely relying on your dark vision. But ahead of you, it looks like there are a series of crossways, four ways. Straight ahead, left and right, another 20 feet past that, another 4-way section. Shakara.
Does seeing the jackal's arm through the door count as seeing the creature?
Well, the claws have come, and now there's little tiny holes that they've clawed into it that you can put your face up to and peer through if you like.
For a second, I want to, so that I can, as a bonus action, place a hex on the jackal front in line.
Okay, let me describe what you see when you put your eye up to there before you decide what exactly you want to do. You put your face, still bracing the door, you put your eye up there and peer through this very tiny pinhole that's been clawed into it, and you see nothing but a mass of twisting fur and teeth and fangs. Like, you can't even count how many are on the other side of this door. They're all crammed and compacting themselves, trying to get to the door itself to push their way through.
Okay. I'm not letting go of the door. I guess there's not clearly one in front, since they're all kind of moving around trying to get to the door.
I mean, I would say you would be able to target one, yes. It's just, to get an accurate number, very difficult, just through that narrow vision you have through the little hole in this door. Think of it as like almost like looking through a keyhole kind of view, right?
Yeah.
You know he's got his fireball ready, man.
Yeah, but if I open this door, he might not get a chance to get the fireball off. They're all going to be on him. I mean, I guess D&D mechanics, he will get the fireball off, but...
Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to get him far away.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look in the door, see them all twisting and twirling around in there. I'm going to pick the one closest to the door that looks like it's trying to get through the most, and I am going to hex it.
Okay.
I'm going to place a curse on it, and it has disadvantage on dexterity.
Dexterity, okay. Now I will point out that is dexterity ability checks, not saving throws.
Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah. Still, he might trip up trying to get through the door, right? I mean, it's a possibility, right? And if I do any damage to that specific one, it'll be extra damage.
If you stand there with your foot out, he might really trip.
Yeah. So I'm going to brace myself after I hex it, open the door, and run.
Okay. You can easily get your movement. So hex is just a bonus action, right?
Yes.
So you technically still have your action if you also wanted to dash.
Yes, I think I will. And I could get to Falzarin.
And yeah, as soon as you throw that door open, the mass of jackal wares just fall through Falzarin, hitting the trigger for your fireball, sending it to the threshold, I assume.
Yes, yeah. The point that I'm choosing is just in front of the door, basically.
Count right.
Give me your damage here. We're gonna make some saving throws.
28 for those that fail.
Door flies open. Jackalware falling forward. Fireball erupting around them. Their cries and yelps and screams of anguish. A mix of feral and common as they are in their hybrid forms. Seriously singeing the first four in front. But you see the ones behind them just like climbing and crawling over them despite the flames. And They continue forward. Far enough away where they have the dash, though, so no attacks. Balzrin.
So I won't be able to dash because that cost my action to cast a spell, right?
That costs your reaction to trigger it, so you have your full turn right now.
Oh, okay. How hurt do the ones look that the fireball caught? The first ones that poured through the door.
Yeah, their fur is singed and just completely burned away in most parts of their body that are exposed to your flames. But they're up and active and moving around. They look angry.
Run, Falzarin.
I am going to cast Gravity Sinkhole and then turn and move my full movement. So it's a 20-foot radius, so 40-foot diameter. So I'll place it so that it catches all of them.
So they're making what? This was con checks, right? Con saves?
It is, yeah. Behind, it's going to be 15 feet behind the Jackaware that's farthest away from us. And those that fail will be pulled toward that 15-foot point.
Okay, roll me your damage.
21.
The number of them that are more severely singed, it seems that they also take the brunt of your gravity sinkhole, sliding them away from Shaft and Shakara as they kind of tumble into ones behind them that are they standing firm, but still the force of the spell just pulling even the ones that saved back, creating some breathing room here. Not enough to kill any yet, though. But Shaft and Shakara are no longer engaged.
Aw.
They broke up.
So sorry. It was fleeting love, but twice as bright, twice
We
as
held
fast.
the door together that one time, remember?
Yeah, I do.
And Falzarin, you've taken you're moving now?
Yes, I'm going to move my full 30 feet away from them toward the corner that Mia turned around.
Now, I'm going to ask a question here. Is the party because we're going back at the top with Shaft. So if we're going to stand and fight, that's cool. But if we're going to run, then we can kind of transition into this being a bit of a chase, and then we can use some altered chase mechanics here.
I'm going to run.
We're at the top of Shaft. So if we're all agreed that we're going to want this to turn into a chase rather than a toe-to-toe brawl.
I was going to fight, but if Shaft runs, I'm going to have to run. So, yeah.
I mean, we can take them, but chase scene.
So the only real difference if it becomes a chase, you still have your full turns. You're able to move and sling spells behind you as you're running. And the only difference really is you can take the dash action equal to 3 plus your con mod during the chase. If you exceed that number, you will have to start making Constitution saving throws to avoid levels of exhaustion. Because of the tempo that you're trying to maintain here. If you're not entirely used to it, and if the chase goes that long, you don't know how big these systems, the sewer systems here are, you might be suffering levels of exhaustion. But again, you have a chance to throw them off. Depending on what some of your con mods are, that could be quite a number of dashes you get. Could be not so many.
Well, I was going to say, Shakara wouldn't know this, though, but Emily, if you came to the T, I could definitely, try to take them on at that junction with you.
I mean, I think the plan is we run and pick them off as we can, right? Throw some spells back at them to keep them in a tube.
But yeah, chase makes sense for me. That's 6 for Mia.
I mean, I got a good plan here.
I'm sure
so.
Bron's not great, but
Yeah, Bron's con is not the best. He'll get 3 dashes.
Wow. Yeah, we're going to have to. Yeah. That's going to determine when we stop and fight.
But honestly, Mia on her turn's going to turn around and go the other way, because I don't want to bring Bron to the Neogi without a circlet.
Well, let's go to the top of Shaft and let's play it out here. Shaft, you're top of the order.
All right. So I'm going to move 25 feet, and then I'm going to turn and cast Wind Wall. This can be 50 foot long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick. So can I cast that at an angle so it goes down the hallway, block, around Shakara and down, so no matter how they would approach in this 10 foot wide corridor, they would have to pass through it. Take the 50 feet and angle it in a way that it's down the hallway to, blocking off the corridor.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. You'll get a few extra feet of them having to force their way through it, if possible, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. I could make it any shape I want. So, I could do a circle, but just for ease of just keeping them on that, trying to keep it so they can't go past, or putting up a block.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Shakara, to your left, this gusts of wind kind of pick up and they're swirling right next to you as Shaft creates a wind wall.
When the wall appears, each creature within the area must do a strength saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save.
Yeah, you're gonna catch looks like a couple of them near the tail end of here, just because I drew the rough line. But yeah, absolutely. So sorry, they make a Constitution saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Well, that's gonna be adjusted 20 and a 10.
Okay, well, the 10 will fail. I rolled the lowest possible I could do, a 1. So 9 points of bludgeoning damage on a failed, half as much on a success.
The one that failed, though, it seems like is not having a good day. It's failing every spell that gets thrown at it. It is just blown limp by the force of your wall, dead. Okay, and you've already moved, right?
Yes. So that would happen anytime they get within that area. And as a bonus action, I'm going to use Nature's Veil and become invisible.
Okay. Very nice. Okay, Bron is following Mia. Unless it's told otherwise.
No, go the other way, Bron. Trust me. I'll be right behind you.
Okay, he can get to the corner and is going to use one of his... Well, he's not going to use one of his dashes because he's...
He's pretty far ahead.
Yeah.
And he knows it, yeah.
All right, so he's moving down the other way, Mia. Which, Mia, is your turn. And you've noticed, like, again, you can still hear the Nyogi echoing on the walls. But here, too, you're up on the other side of these stairs into the hallway here. The smell of the sewer smell has dissipated up here.
Okay, so I misunderstood. I thought I was in a sewer now.
No, you only got a whiff of sewer smell. You're still in what look like Darkling tunnels.
I will use one of my dashes, and I will go. So now I'm right behind Bron again.
Okay. Shakara.
I will cast Darkness right in front of all where the Jackalwares are, and so it encompasses also part of the wind wall, so they won't be able to see it. And then I will run.
Yeah, you can hear the Jackalwares now. No longer can see what's happening on the other side of the wind wall because of the dark. Well, I guess Shakara can actually. So, Shakara, what you see down at the threshold of the spiral staircase is another group of Jackalwares descending. There's 4 more up here. And the others, though, Shakara, you see them they're pushing blindly, but still facing the same direction, right? They just charge forward. And you can actually see them, like, sniffing at the air as they're moving. Now, they've lost their sight, right? But relying on some of their keener senses as granted to them as their natural abilities here. But they just kind of step into the wind wall and just buffeted by the strength of the spell. So, Shaft, go ahead and roll me some damage here. How should we treat this? Because it's going to be multiple moving through at the same time.
Just do it once?
I think technically it would be individual rolls, though, right? As per the spell?
It says a creature takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage, so I would assume we do each one.
Okay. Let's do each one. Here we go.
How many you got that are going to hit the wall?
Well, they're all going to push forward. There's 8 remaining still.
All right, number 1. 18 points of damage. That was a crit. Or it was the best roll.
And again, he steps in, claws at 4 of his snout, sniffing at the air, and the wind wall just slams him into the stone of the hallway, and he's dead. Shakara, of course, sees that happen.
6 points of damage. 15 points of damage. 10 points of damage.
Okay, number 4 again doesn't make it past the wind wall before perishing against its effects, as it just throwing him back and forth as it's trying to push through.
5, I think. 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage. And the last one, 16 points of damage.
Wow, okay. It looks like you've basically decimated the majority of the ones that failed the attacks from Falzarin with your wind wall. But Shakara is, I mean, they're on Shakara and Falzarin now, still in darkness. Or have you stepped out of the radius of it, Shakara?
I cast it and ran out of the radius of it, so it was centered on the wind wall.
A Jackaware engaged now with Falzarin and Shakara. So the other thing about chases is because of the forward momentum of the nature of a chase, as you're departing, there's no opportunity attacks. Just because everyone is kind of like thought to be going the same direction, you know, as it's a constant motion. There's no stop. There's really no stopping or starting just because it's broken into rounds. And it feels like it is like a normal combat, but everyone is in constant motion. So, Falzarin, you're up.
I'm going to continue down toward this T-junction and then make a right where Mia disappeared. And I'll take a break within my movement once I get some distance. And I think I will use Ray of Frost. Haven't used this one in a while. It's just a cantrip. It's an oldie but a goodie. So I'm going to target the one that was closest to me. Once I get to the corner, I'll turn around and let off a ray.
The one right in front of Shakara?
Yeah, the one that was farthest out from the pack that got basically right up to me and Shakara. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
1 point of damage.
Okay. But Ray of Frost does slow that Jackaware's movement by 10 feet.
That's the reason I picked it.
So yeah, now Falzarin, you can see right at the corner of the junction. What's left of the barricade is easily, like, you can step over it with not much difficulty. But yeah, you now see the right where Mia and Bron have gone and the descending stairs directly leading into another ascending portion.
Okay, so Falzarin basically just makes it right to the corner where that little barricade is.
Shaft, become visible again?
I do at the very beginning of my next turn, which is now. I'm going to move 5 foot forward. Then I am going to I'll use a whirlwind attack on the 3 that are within 5 feet of me. First one, 24 to hit. They've all taken damage, I assume, at this point.
Yes.
So 16 points of damage on Jackalware number 1.
Easily felling him.
Second one for the same attack, a 30 to hit. 13 points of damage.
Okay, still up.
And the last one, Jackalware number 3, 15 to hit, 16 points of damage.
1 of 3 down, 2 still up. Still have movement left?
I only moved 5 feet, so I'm going to move my extra 20. And that's my turn. Oh, no, I actually get 2 actions. That was 1 action. And I'll take my bonus action and attack with on the first one there.
Okay, before moving.
Yes. 30 to hit, 36 points of damage.
There you go. The ooze is just cutting into him. The acid burning his flesh as he falls to the ground.
And now I'll move my 5, 10, 15, 20 feet and continue to jog away from these fellas.
Okay. Bron continues around the corner. And Mia, you hear him Mia, there's a barricade on this side.
I'm coming.
And Mia, you're up.
Knowing that everyone's going to be close behind, I'll run to Bron and try to take care of this barricade or see if I can do it within my movement here. 30 feet gets me right around the corner where I can see it now. And what is it made of? What does it look like?
It looks like it's predominantly made of bits and scraps of wood. Just looks like any scrap that could be found to form some obstruction that takes up the entire passageway here.
Does it look fairly solid? Or from 15 feet away, can I tell what level of shatter I would need to use on it?
Yeah, without being able to physically touch it, it's difficult. Like, you see no gaps in any of what is set up here.
Let's not use a very loud noise-making thing in the place where Nyogi might come running.
What else am I going to use?
Hammer time.
Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't beat things. Thor's hammer can't beat on
Actually,
wood?
if I throw my hammer, it would be better. All my spells are loud, thunder and shatter and such. Okay, well, throwing my hammer's gonna make noise too. I'm gonna cast Shatter at 3rd level. My roll was terrible. 4d8, I rolled 10.
Shatter centered on the barricade. Everyone not within sight of around this corner here hears the familiar boom of the spell, and large chunks of this barricade blast off of it, but it's still standing. You have knocked a few holes in it, though. Have definitely weakened the structure, but still up. Shakara.
I will light up my sword with a fuego and swipe at the jackalware in front of me.
Well, you don't understand the concept of a chase.
I will run. I will.
After
Give me
I
a second.
kill it.
So 21 hit him.
Yep.
16 points of damage for the first hit.
The first hit is all you need.
Okay, and then I will turn and run as it falls to the ground.
Yep. You are turned and sprinting before his body even heaps onto the stone.
I make it almost to the T-junction.
Yeah, and you two see these stairs and can hear the sound of the skittering and the deep speech of the Nyogi echoing down these tunnels. Jackalwares continue to progress. They too are limited to dashes, 2 of which can get up to shaft without having to dash. 2 claws and bites. Oh, none of those are going to hit. What is your AC? The highest I have is a 14.
16.
Second Jackalware. 2 misses with his claws, but his bite is a critical hit.
Ooh.
You'll take 18 piercing damage. Baldrin.
So I see this, that Shaft is taking some damage. I'm going to pull from my bag one of my little rocks that I carry with me wherever I go. And I'm going to hurl it with catapult toward the Jackalware in front, with in mind that if it misses that one, there's one behind it that will hopefully hit.
Yeah, that's a 22 for the dexterity check on the first one.
Okay.
Second one gets an 18.
Well, that's extremely rude of them.
Both of them maneuvering out of the way of your stone, and it continues to fly down the hallway, even into the darkness, which you don't see. But again, Shakara, being the only one that can see into this magical darkness, your stone hits the wind wall and just whoop, gets pushed right up to the ceiling, losing any of its momentum.
Ricochets.
Does not
Bounces
make
back
it
down.
to the Jackalwares behind.
Hits one of them in the eye. Okay. So that is my action, and then I will maneuver around this sort of half barricade here and make my way down the right towards where Mia and Bron disappeared.
Falzarin, you're the only one that sees. You can barely see under the stone obstruction that the stairs dip around, but you can see what looks like the little spindly spider legs of Nyogi approaching on the other side.
Everybody, watch out. There's Nyogi beyond those stairs. They're coming this way.
Shaft.
Shoot. You know what? This is a chase, so let's see.
Oh, now it's a chase.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, I could just whirl around and kill these, but I think when I hear about the Nyogi, I'm going to think, well, there must be a way out of here. I'm not going to stand here and just wait for that to happen. So I'm going to take my full dash action.
Leland spent days preparing the mechanics for this chase.
Finally, I'll force you to run, you bastard.
All right, I will. I'll do that. I'll just take my full dash action. Run up next to Falzarin.
All right, well done. Bron. Bron's going to attempt to reef on this barricade. I mean, it's really all that he has right now. Now, you have weakened it pretty significantly, Mia, with your shatter. So Bron's check to pull this apart is not going to be as severe as a fully constructed barricade would be. Ooh, but Bron is, despite your heal, still looks a little weak. He's a bit of a frail man. He doesn't have too much bulk to him, and his pulling unfortunately does nothing to move the barricade. But Mia, you're up.
All right, it's do or die. I go up there with my hammer to smash it. So I heard falls are in, and I am scared. 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's 13 damage.
With the shatter and the wall-up of Falling Star combined, you're able to smash an opening into this barricade that you can easily fit through.
Guys, we broke the barricade. Come this way. Hurry. And then I still have more movement, so I'll move through and lead the way in case there's something over there.
Now the obstruction of the barricade out of the way, you can see another set of descending and ascending stairs around a stone wall or obstruction. But immediately there's a path to your right, and then the stairs straight ahead of you. The right looks like it continues down another long stretch to a four-way crossing again. And that's about the limit of your dark vision. Still, the sounds of the Nyogi you can hear in these tunnels.
Bron, which way do we go?
I don't know.
You don't remember getting down here?
I've never been in here.
Okay, because of the stairs and the way that they kind of impede movement, I'm gonna take the quick right and go down the tunnel, I think. Just trying to find another stairwell or something to get out of here.
You gain a little more visibility in your dark vision, but as far as you can tell, moving the extra 20 feet up, it's just this length of hallway continues past that four-way section. Shakara.
Hearing that there's Nyogi and not wanting to leave Shaft and Falzarin too far behind me, I will activate my circlet and run. And get to just in front of where Shaft and Falzarin are.
Okay. Jackalwares in pursuit.
Let them and the Nyogi fight it out.
We got some more wind wall action up here, Shaft, as 4 more are crossing through.
Woohoo! Wind wall action.
13, 12, 13, 14.
Okay. The first damage that this new group is taken. The first group, it seems the 4 that have joined after the fireball and gravity sinkhole dashed through the wind wall. So they're about 20 feet behind the 3 remaining that you've all done a lot of damage to. But those 3 have made it into the T-junction 5 feet, 10 feet from Falsey, Shaft, and Shakara. They round the corner, like they're bipedal, but they're just on all fours getting around this corner. They skid through what's left of this barricade, and they can obviously hear the Nyogi, and you see 2 of them glancing to their left down the stairs, seeing the feet themselves of the Nyogi. And that's all that they can do here. They're not in range to attack anything, but they are certainly aware of both you and the approaching Nyogi. Falzarin.
Okay, I think Falzarin this time around is going to dash. He's not liking that the Jackalware are gaining on him, and there's Nyogi not far behind them. So he's going to head down toward the corner, make a right toward where Mia and Bron disappeared. And he can make it basically right up to where Bron is at the broken barricade that Mia has just went through.
Shakara and Shaft, you see the Nyogi start to descend the stairs towards you and the Jackalware. 2 of them, though, losing their footing and slipping on these stones, falling prone. The other 2 able to keep on their feet. And they both kind of look at one of the Jackalwares, and the Nyogi, they when they attempt to do their mind control, it's almost like it's not quite the spitting umbrella spiral, but it's pretty close. Something you can tell something's going on with their eyes, with this gaze they take upon as they attempt to mind control 2 of these Jackalware. Wow, both of them critically failing on their wisdom saving throw. 2 of them now mind controlled by the Nyogi. Okay. Shaft.
I am going to stop my concentration on the current wind wall and cast wind wall a second time. Like this on the map, sort of right bisecting the corner, the 90-degree corner, so that anything coming down the hallway will have to pass through the wind wall, and then anything that's coming after us down the adjoining hallway will have to pass through it yet again.
Okay, I like it. So you definitely catch one of the jack-o'-wares in the new conjuration.
So he'll take 16 points of damage if...
Your new wind wall, again, just tossing this jack-o'-ware around, already wounded from the fireball and the gravity sinkhole. Killing it. That is, unfortunately, not the only jack-o'-ware that wasn't mind-controlled on the Oak's last turn, but another one down. Bron is going to shove past Falzarin and continue up next to Mia. Mia.
I have no idea where I'm going. Bron, can you see anything? See a door?
No door, just more tunnel.
Alright, so I move 20 feet up and then the tunnel kind of splits again. So what am I looking at?
To your right. Another 30 feet to a left-hand turn. To your left, another set of stairs that descend and then reascend around a stone obstruction. And just underneath that obstruction, you can see past it to the extent of your dark vision, another 4-way crossing.
So I move 20 feet. I'm going to choose to go to the right, away from the big stone and stairs, just to look down that tunnel quick, see what I can see. Full action to sort of move and scout, which is not what I'm built for, but...
You do see another stretch of 50 feet to another left-hand turn.
Bron, it looks like it goes in a circle. I don't know. Like, we gotta pick a way and just go. So I'll move 5 feet back just to make my full movement.
Shakara.
This time I'm going to dash and run past Shaft and Falzarin to almost where Bron is. What do you see?
It's hard to tell. Looks like it loops around. I don't see a door. We might have to go through under the stone thing where we hear Nyogi. I don't know.
Jackal-ware. More wind wall damage. As the Nyogi seem to send the mind-controlled ones. As Shaft, you're kind of still at the corner here. You can just peek around it. Looks like the mind-controlled ones march back up the section that you ran from the spiral staircase to meet the other group of 4 jackal-wares. But they will take some wind wall damage.
Alright, here we go. First one, 16 points of damage. Second one, 14 points of damage.
Falsey.
I'm feeling a little bit safer now. He's turned a couple corners. I'm going to activate my circlet. And then I will use my movement speed just to move the full 30 feet. Basically, that's going to take me up right beside Shakara and Bron. Just before the corner that Mia turned around.
You all can hear above the snarls of jackal-ware the familiar sound of magic casting. These Nyogi are sending Eldritch Blast into the pack of jackal-wares. To the top of Shaft.
I will also use my action to turn on the circlet and then take my 25 feet of movement, which gets me up to the corner where I can see everybody else down the hallway.
Bron. Mia, down the stairs then.
I guess so.
He makes it to the head of the top of the staircase here. He's going to have to make his own check to kind of squeeze through. Ooh, just is able to get through and keep his footing. You see he kind of puts a hand up to his nose. It reeks down here. Mia, you're up.
I don't know where else to go. It's a maze down here. Guys, we gotta take the stairs. I'm going to activate my circlet and then move my 30 feet. So I'm still 10 feet behind him. I haven't quite reached the stairs. Falzarin's right behind me, then Shakara and Shaft down this hall.
From your position here, Mia, you despite what Bron's complaints about the smell, you don't quite smell anything yet from your position. Shakara.
I will try and dash around the corner and down the stairs. Which takes me right to the middle of the stairway.
Okay, can you make me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice?
14.
Okay, you were also able to squeeze through under. Clearly, what the construction of this was not made for a medium-sized or larger creature. Definitely, the space that you see is certainly catered to somebody like shaft size. Shakara, as you step onto these stairs, you too get a waft of sewage smell. Around you, though, there's no running water or sewage in this section here. Okay, more snarls and frenzied sounds from echoing down the hallway behind you. Falzarin.
All right, I'm going to follow the lead of Shakara and Mia. I'll go a bit forward, make a left toward those stairs. If I dashed, I could get in front of Shakara, but I think I'm just going to move up to where Shakara has made it and stick with her and Bron.
And you, hitting this top of the stairs, you get the smell of sewer as well here. Shakara, from your position, basically right at the bottom of where the stairs go down and then begin to rise, you see more creatures progressing forward, a Nyogi and another Otyug further down the hallway approaching. Shaft.
I'm going to dash down the hallway to where everyone else went and sort of get right to that crossing and risky business slide over and then run up to the stairs.
You too, and your position that you can make it to, get a waft of sewage. Bron, where is this smell coming from? He too spots the approaching Nyogi and Otyug. Mia, sister, ahead of us. And he's gonna retreat back to you, Mia. And you're up.
So I'm right next to Falzarin, I'm right next to Bron. I look at Falzarin and I say, if things get bad, you get him out of here. Hear me?
Mia, you're both getting out of this.
No, but you dimension door him out of here.
I'm not leaving without you.
I use my movement to get on the other side of the stairs if I can.
Okay, give me athletics or acrobatics as you get through this stairwell.
It's a 20.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Stepping into that rotting smell of sewage.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Sleet Storm. So freezing rain and sleet are going to fall in a 20-foot... Wait, do we have 20-foot tall ceilings? Probably not.
No, but unless the spell says if it can't fit, you can't cast it, then you're going to be
Okay,
fine.
it doesn't say that. 20-foot tall cylinder, 40-foot radius, centered on a point I choose in range. The area is exposed. Flames are doused, as we've seen before. But the area is covered in slick ice, difficult terrain. When the creature enters the area for the first time, it must make a dexterity saving throw. On a fail save, it falls prone. Basically, I'm going to make this area over here by the Otyug and Nyogi that I can see. That pathway is not going to be taken. It's just going to be sleet stormed as far as I can, leaving us with like a right and left choice sort of thing.
Okay, and you conjure this storm that's familiar to all of you at this point. And the confined space stretches it. And the wind and the howling sleet kind of barrel towards all of you. Just stopping short of this four-way despite the funnel effect that's happened. And you've caught the Otyug and the Nyogi inside of the sleet storm. Shakara.
I will run my 30 feet, which brings me just short of the sleet storm. And I will cast darkness on the Otyug.
Shakara's left. The hallway seems to continue down to another T-junction. To your right is another set of descending and ascending stairs. To another T-junction.
Dang stairs.
More sounds of fighting behind you, seeming to get closer. Falzarin. And, sorry, Shakara, as you walk away, taking your stance and casting in the darkness, like you step away from the pungent smell of sewer water.
So it's only on the bottom of the stairs, but all the stairs.
Does seem, yeah, there's only a certain proximity within that kind of culvert that you can smell sewer.
Did I notice any, like, holes in the walls or cracks or anything as I was running by?
No, not as you were just sprinting through. I mean, you didn't take any time to investigate anything.
No.
So Falzarin can no longer see the enemies in front of him because they're within the darkness. He's going to move about 10 feet forward, kind of continuing down the stairs and then up the other side just to where Mia is at the top of the little stairs there. That'll put him about 60 feet away from where the Neogi and the Otyug were. And he's going to cast Ray of Frost in that general direction. Can I do that? And do I roll at disadvantage or something like that?
That is correct, yes. You do have disadvantage.
What about his athletics, you little wizard?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, as you go down this little culvert, absolutely.
9.
Okay, you do, as you're coming down, you lose your footing and kind of bunk your head on the stone protrusion and you fall prone. But you do have the movement left to stand up and continue through.
Dust myself off.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awkward.
Great first impression for Bron.
Yeah.
It's his book sack.
idiot.
It's too big right now.
Throw it off.
He's used to them being in the plane.
Oh, he's got one sack heavier than the other. That's going to throw anybody off.
Little bow-legged.
All right, so roll me an attack with disadvantage.
So the lowest roll is a 13 plus adjusted 21 was my lowest roll.
Okay, wow, yeah. Shakara sees into the darkness this ray of frost just blasting past her, over her shoulder, and slamming into the Otyug. What was the damage?
Come on, Ray of Frost. 1 damage again.
I will remind you... Okay, sorry I didn't catch this before. But it is impossible for your cantrips to roll 1 point of damage because you are... What, are you 10th level? You get
yes.
an extra die
Okay.
on your cantrips.
So 5 cold damage.
Okay, there we go.
Still a terrible roll on 2d8.
Well, he's slowed and he now has to have a deck save, so...
Yeah, so they have to make the Neogi and Otyug make that at the beginning of their turn?
Yeah, so if they start their turn there or enter for the first time, they make a deck save. On a failed save, it falls prone.
Okay, Neogi, its little spindly spider leg slipping in like a dog on ice, and it just falls prone. The Otyug gets an 18.
Yeah, it's 17 to save.
Okay, Otyug, it just looks like it's too big in
Just
this
sitting
corridor. It barely fits to even fall over. It kind of leans and just hits one of the walls and stays upright.
Womp.
And they're in darkness. So, the Neogi is going to have to spend Habit's movement to get up. But you see that it doesn't move. Yeah, it just kind of struggles to its feet in the sleet storm here. And both of them don't do anything currently. You see the Otyug kind of starts to lumber forward and pushes into the Neogi a bit, but then stops as the Neogi kind of controls it. Shaft.
So I have a question. Do any of the Neogi move through my wind wall down? And I ask this because as soon as I move, the wind wall will dissipate. It's 120 feet.
I don't believe that you would, without seeing it, know if the wind wall if something is running into your wind wall.
Okay, I just didn't know if you wanted me to roll damage for it because...
I would definitely get you to ask for damage, yeah, if whatever's going on, yeah, for sure.
Not a problem. So when I move, the wind wall will dissipate because it's only 120 feet from distance from this for the spell. So I will continue to move forward down and up the steps. And yeah, I'll go ahead and roll my, what'd you say, athletics?
Because of your size, you actually have no problem. Like, these stairs are, like, tailored for someone your size. You do not need to roll me a check. And you, walking through, get the waft of sewer smell. Just very briefly.
I'm just hauling ass, so I'm not going to stop and look for anything. So I sort of run down the steps, run up the other side, sort of, oh, God, it stinks, and sort of slide around the corner and start running towards the next set of stairs to the right, the first passage. Yeah.
And you make it through easily and close enough to the next set of stairs to get another hit with the waft of sewage. Where are we here? Bron is going to continue after Mia.
If the stairway out is in the one corner I didn't explore,
Having to make His acrobatics, which is fine. He keeps his footing. And still just like pinches his nose as he moves through. And he is actually going to take one of his limited dashes here. And continue forward. Past Shakara and right up next to Shaft. Mia.
Can you see anything, Shaft?
There's another set of stairs.
Oh, there's just so many stairs. So I go 30 feet, gets me to the stairs. I guess I'll use my full movement.
Stepping into that sewage smell. And another athletics check.
Yeah, so I think I've used, by the way, like half my dashes. I have like 3 left. Athletics 9. Bonked.
As you hit the stairs, you fall. Yeah, you bonk and you fall prone, which will stop you. Shakara.
I mean, my darkness doesn't work like Shaft's wind wall, right? I run away, it still stays there as long as I concentrate on it for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter how far I am.
Yeah, and now that you say that, I'm not sure. I think the wind wall persists. I don't.
You're right. No.
Yeah, I think that's a casting range, so your wind wall's still going down there.
I'm just going to dash then. Halfway gets me to the stairs for a 20 athletic check.
Yeah, you're fine.
And the rest of my movement gets me to the top of the T so I can see left and right.
Yeah, you easily navigate the stairs through the smell of sewer, out to the other side, into this T-junction where there's no smell. You see to the right what kind of Mia had surmised this. It kind of looks like it wraps around to the next T-junction, and then to your left is just more tunnel.
Left!
Falsey.
Okay, I'm going to continue up the last kind of step that I had stopped on and make a right at this T-junction toward where the rest of the party has gone. And I'm not going to fire any more spells down into that darkness. So I'm just going to use all of my movement.
Could I get a survival check from each of you?
That's not at all concerning.
6 for Shaft.
19 for Mia.
11 for Shakara.
6 for Falzarin.
It's apt that Mia is the one to kind of almost have this epiphany of the information here. So, you're familiar, you worked with the Darklings a lot. Like these are Darkling tunnels. These tunnels are extensive. There are, a number of miles of tunnels down here that you are just venturing further and further into.
Ah.
My athletics was a 2.
Okay, so you do fall prone on the stairs.
So we're in a maze.
Where's Jolvi?
We need a guide to get out of here.
We're in a Nyogi-filled maze.
For that survival check as well, Mia, you also know that, Jolvi had led you through a number of Darkling tunnels, crossing through passageways into sewer tunnels. The Darkling and sewer tunnels are usually adjacent. Many of the areas share common pathways and crossovers. Okay, where were you? That was just Falzarin. Okay, Nyogi and the Atiak here, making more checks in the sleep. Both of them are fine this time. And you see that coming out of the darkness, it looks like the Nyogi just sent the Atiak charging forward into whatever. It comes bumbling out of the darkness into the crossway, kind of turning, seeing Shaft and Bron. But that's about all it can do here. So Shaft, back to the top.
Oh, crap. I don't want to leave Bron here by himself. I'm going to turn, go 5 foot towards the Adiog, and attack it. First attack, Bronze Scaled Scimitar, 25 to hit. 18 points of damage. Second attack, 17 to hit.
17 hits.
16 points of damage. This is all slashing. And third, 28 to hit. 22 points of damage with the short sword of oozes.
Wow, okay. Well done.
Then, if I move back at this point, would it still be considered opportunity attack, or are we still in the...
Well, technically, creatures outside of the chase can still give opportunity attacks, but I'm going to say these two have joined the chase, so we still have this forward momentum. So no, yeah, you're able to get away from it.
Okay, then I'll move the rest of my movement. And it puts me right in the bottom of the stairs where all the stinky smell is as I move up towards Shakara. Leaving Bron behind.
Leaving Bron behind, yeah.
Come on, Bron.
He'll have to make his check going down to the stairs. Ooh, he gets it this time, though. Getting accustomed to them. Can make it up and out to the other side. Mia.
So here's where Mia's making the survival check connections and saying, guys, these Darkling tunnels go on forever. They go under the whole city. We keep smelling that sewer smell right in the middle of the stairs. We know they run parallel, like, and I'm just looking. I'm gonna look because I fell prone right and then stood back up. I'm gonna look around. Like, is there any sign that like I could potentially, like, is the thing that we're ducking under potentially a sewer tunnel? That we could break through, or like find how they're linked.
Give me an investigation check, and I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Best roll was 13.
Okay, yeah, you're searching around, and you don't. I mean, there are a number of kind of divots and holes in the stonework around here, but any of the ones that you find, 13 just. You don't find anything that seems significant. It all looks like stonework to you.
Is the thing that we're going under round at all? Like looking like it could carry sewer water? Like thick enough?
It does look rounded. Yeah, that's correct.
Shaft's on the other side still.
I'm right underneath it, the round part.
Yeah.
Falzarin tripped and fell underneath it, so please perhaps wait until he moves before you crack into the sewer.
I think these stairs could be our exit if I could just break through the stone. So what Mia's gonna do, after bonking her head and standing back up, she's gonna move back under. Basically, I want to move back under, put myself between the Adiug and the stairs, and tell everyone to get out of the way. Guys, get out of the way and I'll try to break through.
Get ready your action, so when we're out of the way, you can use your action this round.
So my athletics was only 13.
Yeah, 13's fine.
And then I'll ready an action to, we're here. We're loud. I'm going to cast Shatter at 4th level. And I'm going to channel it on this stone thing. And it's a 10-foot radius, so like I could just pick the wall and... Anyway, I'm not going to rely on rolling. So once everyone's 20 feet out of the way, which Bron would even have a turn before me, I'm gonna 4th level Shatter, and channeling it makes it 40 thunder damage on this thing.
So, spell slot is spent. Channel, not quite yet. You don't need to use burn the channel until it actually goes off. Alright, Shakara.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray and shoot 3 rays of fire at the Atiog to distract it while Mia's doing what she does.
Okay. So, again, because of the position, this Atiog...
I can't see it because of the stairs.
You can see parts of it, but it's for sure going to have 3/4 cover, so it gets a +5 to its AC.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to distract it anyway.
Sure.
22?
Yep.
For 8 points of damage. Ah, crit.
Nice.
22 points of damage.
Woo!
Oh. Ooh, that one's probably not going to hurt. 14.
That is a miss, unfortunately, because of the 3/4 cover. So it just kind of hits and fizzles on the kind of rounded stone protrusion.
Get up here! Get behind me! And I will actually duck around the corner.
Okay, great. Falzarin.
All right, Falzarin's not going to waste any time dusting himself off for a second time, getting up to his feet, and he's going to heed Shakara and Mia's words and boogie out of there. So he can make it up to the corner, turn around, and get behind Shakara.
Atiug lumbers forward to Mia. Its huge, eyeless face, its mouth, try to bite you. That's only a 15. And then 2 tentacles lash out at you. A 21.
That'll hit.
So 6 bludgeoning plus 6 piercing, so a total of 12 damage. And you do have to make a Constitution saving throw, as you are considered to be concentrating on your held spell.
9.
Unfortunately, you lose concentration on your shatter as a second tentacle slams into you for a natural 20. A total of 29 damage, a mix of piercing and bludgeoning. And you see the Nyogi kind of sliding just to the edge of the sleet storm as it failed its throw again in it and only had half its movement. Attempting to mind control Mia with its action, but of course your circlet completely negates its effect. Shaft.
I'm going to run back towards Mia 15 feet up the steps and attack this audio. First attack, 24 to hit, 16 damage. Second attack, 25 to hit, 22 damage.
And your second attack, you see its tentacles, the eyes on the end of it just kind of warbling around, and you're slashing out at them. And this mass just kind of slumps and tilts over under its own dead weight, kind of blocking this passageway.
Nice.
Can I climb over it for my last few feet of movement to get to the Neogi?
Yes, because of your size.
Okay. Then I want to get right to him and then see the Neogi.
First, make me an acrobatics to get up and over it as you're moving.
Shaft's out for blood.
23.
Yeah, man, he wants to fight.
Perfect. Easy.
Alright, I'm going to come down with my bonus with my Sword of Oozes on the Neogi if I can. 16 to hit.
I love the picture of Shaft with all his different blades and just like slicing and dicing.
A 16 hits.
Yes! 30 points of damage as I jab the sword of Oozes down into its back and sort of slip a little bit on the ice to gain my footing. And I yell back to Mia, "Blow that thing!"
I'm trying!
Okay, Bron is going to just take shelter with Shakara and Falzer around the corner. Mia.
I'm going to use the channel in my amulet, and I'm going to use another 4th level shatter for 40 thunder damage on that. Put a circle there, 10-foot radius, right centered on the middle part of the stairs where we smelled the sewer.
Okay, and this the third cacophonous boom in this place rings out, and chunks of stone fly everywhere. Sewage water spews from the impact, covering Mia. And Shap is blocked because of the Otyug, but Mia just gets doused in the sewage water.
Yeah, I just took a bath!
You see, the impact of it has left this like spherical crater as the stones are dropping and filling the bottom of these stairs along with the water into what looks like a little like 5 foot by 6 or 7 foot culvert, sewage drainage culvert. And on the other side of the stairs from the impact too, a tiny stone door pops open from your spell. But you've created an opening now.
Guys, let's go! It's our way out!
All right, you still have your movement.
I'm gonna go open the door, I guess, see if I can fit.
So yeah, you've kind of now uncovered the secret passageway here that your investigation failed, like you failed to detect it. But you've cracked it open now, and you see that it literally leads like right into this same tunnel. But you've created this massive opening now, water draining in. Now you can see that it runs a long stretch to your left as far as your dark vision, and to your right, 20 feet down to another right-hand turn. But you do see what looks like a ladder reaching down to the sewer floor.
Beautiful. Guys, there's a ladder. There's a way out in the sewer. Follow me.
I like how the sewer map lines are brown.
Shakara.
I will come back around the corner or run to the stairs.
Okay, now with the destruction, like there is no stairs now. It's like a level of stone and rock that you can easily just sprint across with no obstruction into the sewer.
I still have 15 feet of movement. Can I start climbing up the ladder?
Yes, absolutely. And that is about as tall as it reaches up, and you can get up to the manhole and start pushing it aside.
I'll push that manhole.
Baldrin.
Falzern's not going to waste any time. Come on, Bron, let's go. So he's going to sprint just a couple steps to the corner, turn around the corner, back down toward this hole that Mia's just made, and he will use his dash to make it in. So it took me 50 feet to make it right to the bottom of the ladder, where Shakara had just gone up.
Shaft, you see the 4 Neogi kind of round the corner on the other side of the stairs to your left here. So they would have taken some windmill damage, so go ahead and roll me some of that. I just didn't want to give you the damage so you knew when and where they were moving.
Yeah, good point. All right,
Fog of
so there's 4 of them, so I'll do the first one. 14 points of damage. 19 points of damage.
Oof, okay, so a number of them, even from what you can just barely see under the intact culvert portion of that set of stairs, that second one it looked like it had been mangled by jackalware, of which you see no jackalware in sight, mind controlled or otherwise. And you're well, I guess this is retroactively it's dying, so that doesn't really make any sense. There's 3 Nyogi you see around the corner.
Let's see if there's any. So the number 3.
Let's see if there is 3, yeah.
16 points of damage.
Okay.
And the last one, 17.
Okay. Yes, 3 surviving Nyogi around this corner. I completely lost my space there for a second. But they will each try to Eldritch Blast Shaft, which you also have 3/4 cover because of the culvert in front of them. But it's 2 beams each. Total of 6 beams. Not very good. We've got a 23, 18, a 16, and everything else is below 10.
Yeah, I have a 21 then, so 1 hits. 16 armor class plus 5 for 3/4 cover.
So 1 little beam gets through. 9 force damage. And yeah, you just see like blasts of like green energy. Just only the 1 little bit of it gets through. And you're up.
So I'm going to look at this Nyogi in front of me. How does he look?
I mean, you only hit him the once, so that was the only damage that he's taken. So he's still looking pretty good.
Okay. So I sort of glance over. I see those coming. I sort of pull my sword up to stab into the Nyogi that's in front of me. But before I do, I realize this is a wasted effort, and I turn and try to run back to where everyone else is.
Okay, acrobatics me back over this Altiug to avoid any difficult terrain here that might slow you down.
That's a 20.
Yeah, easily. You do like a standing backflip.
Slide down underneath the steps and then run in, and that'll put me right behind Shakara. Well, I guess Shakara, you went up the ladder actually, didn't you?
Yep.
So I can go 5 more. I can be right where you are, about right at the corner, about 5 foot away from the ladder.
Bron comes sprinting, gasping, using what I think was his last dash before suffering exhaustion. But he's in there with you in the sewer, and you can all start to climb up. Shakara prying open the grate, and you make it to the street. And Shakara, as you're covering the manhole up, you see kind of the Nyogi just coming down below you, and they don't make a move to climb up after you. They kind of stop and just stare up at you as you close the cover. Safe.
And dirty.
And that's our show. If you're not already, be sure to follow us at Incorrigible Par on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Instagram and Facebook, and you can go to incorrigibleparty.com for world lore and PC information, and we've recently started adding some maps there as well. Incorrigible Party is generously sponsored and made possible by Critical Hit Design. For any of your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. All ambient sound and music is provided by Tabletop Audio, and our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can reach him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!